quite the start to my day, really. Today is the 10th of February, 1:30 p.m. What am I going to talk about today? The craziness of the day is what I'm going to talk about today. And really having 100% commitment and resolve in your decision making. I feel this is one of the most important things you can do to create a state of allowance in your life without having resistance, without putting up barriers, without somehow closing yourself off to some sort of outcome or solution. You're able to then manifest and attract those things into your current reality. And I feel like after last night, a whole lot of that shit has happened. I mean, seriously, my energetic frequencies changed. I basically made a commitment, 100%, to travel outside the state, across the country, and go book a flight and go meet somebody. And the way that I did this is, the person didn't even know I was going to do this. So I purchased the ticket. I sent them a screenshot of that ticket and texted them like a couple sentences and just said, hey, it's like 2 weeks too soon type of deal. It's great. So I'll be looking forward to that. I don't know how it's going to go, but here's the idea. 100% resolve, right? So I previously mentioned that 99% of commitment to anybody or anything is really, really hard. If you can imagine putting all your energy but still holding yourself back from whatever that may be, whether it be a loving relationship, whether it be a choice or a decision or an outcome in your life, or, like whatever it may be. What if you knew somebody that would have been, the best thing for your life, and if you moved to Los Angeles and you could do all the things that you actually want, but somehow within yourself there's 1% of a resistance that says, while I'm here living in New York, I want to go over there and live my life and have the most happy, beautiful, abundant life with this person because I know I'll have support and I'll have love, right? But you still somehow subconsciously are booking more projects within your business that's actually going to intervene with that outcome that you would actually like to pursue. Why would you do that? You don't even know why, but you just happen to be doing it. So like somehow there's that 1% resistance within you, and because that person wants to be on the road and they want to travel and they don't want to have to, settle down in their life, then that 1% within them that's saying no, like I'm resistant to this, ends up being an incompatibility, which is really unique because that person who wants to travel 300 days out of the 365-day year wouldn't want to settle down into some sort of relationship where they have a family and kids and all that with a woman and, live in another state where they have to restart their career in a different capacity. So it makes sense. But my point wasn't about incompatibility, which that can lead into. But my point is, if you're to love, right? If you're to truly love someone, something, yourself, give 100% of your energy, not 99. Because then it's going to be so much harder to take that part of yourself as a part of yourself and truly love it, right? To love is to take something as a part of yourself. So the moment you bring it in and you allow it to be, it integrates. It comes together as one. So it's that separation, it's that duality in its nature that keeps you from becoming whole and complete, lacking in nothing, right? So essentially, I'm putting in 100% commitment to do this thing. And that's how my energy is. Like, there's no resistance to that fact. And what has actually happened today within, like the past 12 hours since I've decided that, it's pretty remarkable. I already by my mother and my brother, they don't want me living at the house, like that's already a common thing, but they don't want me living with them basically, which, threats or whatever the hell comes up. And not only that, but the cat that came in, you see this wristband here, I don't know if you can see it, okay? I got that when I actually went to jail. I went to jail for over a month, and I've worn this because to me this is important. It's a promise, and I'm not going to describe that promise, but it's a promise that concerns my loyalty and my faith for a certain outcome. So the moment I came out of jail, that same day, was the same day that this cat showed up. And my mother got this cat and brought it into the house. So the same day I showed up from jail and I came into that house, this cat came into that house. Now, there's a great spiritual energy of that. My mom might have joked around or thought something about, oh, you know, this cat is here the same time that you came. He's a reincarnation of you, which obviously couldn't be true if I'm alive, but he is some sort of spirit and a manifestation of a spirit of youthfulness, of innocence and resilience, and not compromising and doing what he wants to do. Because if you fuck with that cat, man, that cat is fucking awesome. Not only is he speedy and super, super incredibly athletic, like a little ninja, pulling off skills and stunts, jumping down over 20 stairs in 3 steps. Whew, he is really something. But he doesn't take shit from people. Essentially, he's going to do what the fuck he wants, and he's going to have fun doing it, and he's going to make fun of you. He's going to be joking as if you're the dumbass for trying to get him to listen and tell him what to conform to, what to confine to, what to compromise into. So really, that cat does what the fuck he wants, right? And there has been this period of progression throughout him growing up, because he was a little kitten when he first came in, and it's been since October, so it's only been a few months and a half about. And this cat, man, he didn't really get to go outside, because when he went outside, he decided to go and hide underneath the tires of a car, which is obviously dangerous. If a car engine starts and vroom, 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 it might not scare them out. When they roll the tires, they can die. If he's gonna go run into the street, like, what the hell, man? That's fucking scary. So we don't want that, obviously. But he would run out. He started to run out the gate outside of the home garden area, and this provided some sort of concern for his safety. But he wanted to adventure. He wanted to escape. He wanted to live his life, right? He wanted to enjoy the outdoors. And we ended up closing him off from being able to do that, me included. Sometimes I'd take him out and allow him to do his thing, but, you know, just recently he started running around at night, and he fled and went in between these bushes and in between houses and other people's property, and it was like chasing him for like 30 minutes to an hour, so that I could take him and pick him back up and bring him inside. And that was the other night. So the fact of the matter is, right now, currently, he's gone. He disappeared this morning when my mother opened the door, and he ran out. Now, the interesting thing about this is that I've watched how my mother's treated the animals, and I've paid attention to her relationship with them. And for some reason, for some very odd reason, this cat reminds me of another cat that I've heard stories about. When I was a little boy, there was a cat named Oliver, and it was this orange cat. And apparently, it looked after me, along with, there were like another 15 dogs in the house, but it looked after me and made sure I was okay, and raised to a certain point, to the point when I was okay, it ended up leaving. Ended up going away. Its purpose was fulfilled, and it went to move on with its life. So I believe that there's a very spiritual gift and presence with this cat. This new cat, which his name is Binks. And this Binks, he's a very spiritual gift that came the day that I came to accept support in this household, which provides conditional love and an unequal balance in terms of authority and giving and receiving and expectations. And this cat is a black cat, right? So that means many things, but he's got a little bit of white hairs growing, one every here and there. And I think it's a huge representation of this non-compromise, but acceptance of love, and continuing to do and pursue what you want to do, right? So that's this cat in a nutshell. And in essence, what has happened is this cat has disappeared. The day of, basically I decided last night, late at night, probably past 12 a.m., which is obviously morning night, but, and I even decided a little bit before, but then I started looking up all the information that I wanted to know and making this decision and better understanding the situation, how I could better connect with people and such. And I just gained this huge resolve, like tomorrow morning I'm going to buy this ticket and I'm going to send this image and I'm going to surprise this person. I don't want to be here anymore. Why in the hell am I here? I have no energy in being here. I don't feel supported. There's no reason for me to be here. There's so much conditional love. Nobody actually wants me. You know, I hear that multiple times this morning. I hear my mother threaten, like, you know, I can get rid of you at any time, basically is what she's saying, because she was freaking out about the cat. And I'm like, I believe it's a spiritual thing that just happened. He's gone. He's not coming back. Like, is that insensitive to them? Sure, maybe, but those are my beliefs. I went to go look for the cat. Okay, I didn't see him anywhere. I couldn't find him. I did my due diligence. My mother left the door open. The cat ran out. Now, her relationship with these animals, I see her hit the dog to try and get him to do what she needs him to do, to listen. Maybe that's considered training, but slapping him on his ass and telling the dog when I'm supposed to be sleeping in the living room in a sleeping bag, I hear her say, I'm gonna kick in your teeth, you know, and to get you on the right track and such. Like, I don't know if that's considered really training, you know, to threaten an animal like that. Like, and I hear that multiple times and she hits him, and what the fuck, man? I'm glad she doesn't really use the shock collar if there is one. There is one, but it's on a vibration mode apparently. I'm glad that's not a thing, but it's a big lab slash shepherd mix, you know? It obviously needs to know what the heck is up from its master, but even so, I don't really like saying that, you know? And she only works with animals. So it just, she controls animals, but she thinks she can control people, and people are completely different. Same with, you know, your child. Like, you treat your child that way, it doesn't really work out. They're going to develop this resilience and want to do whatever the fuck they want and not listen and not meet anybody's expectations, because that cat is not a slave, yet it's fed, it's given water, it's taken care of, it's allowed to relax and do nothing all day and run the fuck around and have fun. Why can't my life be like that? Just because I'm human, I'm somehow not worthy? Like, or I have to prove my worth? No. Innately, I was born as a baby. I was worthy. I was given food. I was taken care of. Hopefully I was given love. And I came to be, I didn't have to do anything to be worthy to be alive, right? So there is no proving in this sense, but the way that I was conditioned growing up is not that way. I had to prove to be worthy, right? And still I have to prove to be in this house. So for example, my brother, he wakes up, he complains once again about me using my phone and playing audio because I was listening to a Discord meeting. And it's always a complaint. Like, there's no way I can ever use my phone or do anything in the morning. I can't live my life. I cannot be an individual. I explained it so well in my mind earlier, but basically I cannot be myself. I cannot be an individual. I cannot do my own things. I have to obey the orders of somebody else who thinks that because they pay $800 in rent, and then, they correct themselves, up to $1,000, you know, with the internet bill and whatever, that they somehow have the right to tell me how to live because I'm in their house. Like I am their slave and they control me, and I have to obey and bend to their will. Whatever the hell they say is the rules, or whatever the hell they say goes, I have to do that. And I don't want to do that shit. Certainly I have my own dignity, but if you want to take my dignity away from me, that ain't cool, man. I gotta have that, right? So I'm gonna honor a commitment that I can actually abide by for myself and for other people. But apparently, this entitlement from, paying money, my brother thinks that, he owns everything, and I have to listen, and I have to follow everything that he says, which isn't true. I have my own sovereignty. And the love should be less conditional, more unconditional. But it isn't, because he complains about everything. From the moment he gets up, he complains about that, and me waking up him and believing that the roommate is here. And by the way, his alarm was going to go off in 5 minutes because his phone buzzed 5 minutes after he came down there. And he complained about the roommate and me bothering him because he believed he was home, but he wasn't actually home. And then... so annoying. So annoying. Like... And then he complains... And then he asks where the cat is, and I tell him, and then he complains about how I told him, like, why didn't you tell me? And there's an obvious reason I don't want to tell him, because he went on for like 10 fucking minutes about me not listening to him, which I wasn't paying attention to. He does it all the time. Like, the moment he gets up, it's just sad. It's really fucking sad. It just goes on and on and on. He can't be happy. He's always disappointed. You don't set expectations like that. You don't get disappointed. So, he complains about how I tell him about the cat. Like, why didn't you tell me? Oh, so if I lost a family member, if you were lost, I would care that much about you. Why didn't you tell me earlier? And it's like, there's an obvious reason why I wouldn't want to tell you, because you wouldn't be able to handle it. So if I tell you now, I asked him, like, I don't want to talk about this, man. It's just too much. He even complained about me sitting on the toilet because there was no toilet paper and asking him to get me something to wipe my ass with. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, you sat down here knowing that there was no toilet paper and now you're going to ask me to fucking get something to wipe your ass? Yeah! Dude, come on, man. But anyways, he doesn't want me in the house. My mother doesn't want me in the house. It's very conditional. It's very obvious. It's very evident. And I don't want to be in the house either. All these appearances are showing up and providing some manifestation of, okay, now nobody wants me. And it's obvious. I'm not supported. And I don't want to be here because it's an obvious black and white situation. I want the fucking gray in between. I can't deal with this shit. And the cat leaves. The cat disappears. I believe it's a very spiritual experience that he steps out of life. Because in essence, I'm parting ways with the compromise of that conditional love from having entered this household from jail and knowing completely that I have no energy to be here in Los Angeles, California. I've basically been booted out of any system, any lifestyle, any mentality of wanting to remain here. And the fact that I am, it's a compromise to my human nature because I'm just basically trying to get by. I'm trying to get by, to follow through with a commitment that I made in the past that will not happen for a foreseeable future. So I'm having faith, right? Talk about that promise here, right? This promise that is going to help make my life so much better. But once again, I have to part ways with any resistance in my life, with any nature that holds me back from being all that I am. And I have to move forward. I have to have faith. I have to believe that there's better support out there. And I have to be willing to go after it and get it and receive it and do what I have to. So the fact that this cat Binks is gone, it does not surprise me. It does not, because when you look at this cat, he is so much like me. He's a jokester in all of his nature. Like literally I was rolling on the floor using one of those foam rollers and it hurt so bad. I was like, ooh, because I'm on the floor, right? I'm looking back and I'm like, Binks, help me, help me. He walks over to me, looks at me, and then scoots his ass and puts it right in my face when I'm on the floor. It's so funny. It was so funny. I laughed there for like a minute. And he knows what he's doing. He's so comical. He'll while you're sleeping, even if you got some cover over your face, dude, he'll know where your head is. And he'll come and jump and wake you up in the morning and pounce with his 2 front feet right in your freaking face. And then you throw him off and you're like, go away, stop it. And he'll come back and do it again. So he knows what the fuck is up. He knows it pisses you off. He knows not to do things, but he does it anyways. He's hilarious. And if he's gone, I understand. I understand the message behind that. You know, it wasn't meant for me, and, you know, in some sense, it's not meant for him to hang around here because I'm moving on to this next part of my life, and he was there to protect me. He was there to be my comfort, to be that unconditional love when I needed it while going through this household. And now that I don't feel like I feel like there's some answer externally that can be able to help me in terms of support and love in this world, to help me carry on for now, then I feel no need to be here. So I'm leaving. I don't know how the outcome of that person's response is going to be in terms of me sending them that message, right? I'm flying to you. Let's hang out. Have fun. But we'll see. My life is just, I don't want anything to do with this place. I gotta go. Certainly I have some sort of commitment to it, but at this point in my life, I have to move on to the next thing. I have to set myself free. I have to be happy. I have to be healthy. And the more joy that I express, the more likely I'm going to have that. So I am blessed. Thank you for listening to my commitment story. When you have 100% commitment in your life and that resolve, things come in an incredible way. There are synchronicities, there are manifestations of a different nature, and your life just begins to align in a completely different fashion. So I'm excited for what is to come, because I am allowing, not resisting, which is a state that creates, it's like the second highest vibrational state in some sense, allowing. I forget what the other one is, if it's joy or following your joy. Allowing is the second one, which is one of the most important, because it's what allows things into your life that you feel or desire in your life to happen. It's so critical that you pay attention to that. So I'm happy that I get to be able to share this message with you. If you're going to do something in your life, why hold back? Why not give it your all? Why do you have to live your life going day by day, just feeling like you're existing, just trying to get by, just trying to buy yourself time? Like, what are you even doing with that time? Are you happy? Or are you just trying to get by and trying to make it to the next step? Like, why would you live a life that feels like that? It's too hard for me. I gotta go. I gotta get going. Let's go. Let's fucking go! Alright? Let's be free. Let's be happy. Emotional freedom. Whoa! I love you, beautiful soul. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your unique role. I want you to keep taking care of the world. Okay? I know you'll do great out there. My heart is here, and it pours out for you. I love you. Be well.